You have been waiting for this promised team-based care expansion. You have been given a raise, but it doesn't even cover the raise you have to give to your staff. The specialists are ordering labs and expecting you to follow up on them like you're their resident. The patients grow more demanding, and you feel like you're in this smaller and smaller box with less room to move. So you're waiting. You're waiting for someone to help. The ministry, the OMA, the medical organizations to kick in and do what they promised. But let me be honest, no one is coming. Hey, my name is Dr. Bart Kaczmarek. I'm a family doctor in Windsor, Ontario. I work in the same environment as everyone else. And for years, I waited too. And then I realized it caps my work, caps my income, and caps my energy. In this video, I want to show you 3 things. 1 is how this waiting seems so reasonable to all of us. Number 2, how this thing keeps you trapped silently without you even realizing that. Number 3, what to do with existing rules to get yourself out of this position and what worked for me. Why waiting feels reasonable. It does feel reasonable because if you look at it, we have really very little influence over the rules that govern us. We don't decide how some procedures are undervalued, some are overvalued. We have no influence over the fact that someone gets a family health team and someone doesn't. And the rules are all made somewhere else. They're by CPSO, the Ministry of Health, the OMA. And it feels completely understandable to feel helpless. And you may be right, but so what? What are you gonna do on Monday? Coming from this position of not being in charge just brings you more bitterness and dissatisfaction. Then what also validates this feeling is our colleagues telling us that they feel the same, and we feel that this feeling of powerlessness is actually true. Waiting doesn't help you. It costs you time you never get back. You are in the swamp. If you're like most of my colleagues that I know, they typically work with one secretary. They don't have a nurse, or they have a nurse part-time, or some days they are able to see 20 to 30 people per day, and they're exhausted. They realize they can't do it like this anymore. They can't continue working like that, and they try to cut down. They can't afford it, right? They try to go up in the volume, but they can't anymore. They're on the top of what they can do. And then some of us will choose this model that they're gonna abandon the standards and go for this like one problem per visit medicine, or start cutting patients off halfway, keep on running their medicine, becoming more cynical and even less satisfied. But it's not your effort. It's not that you are doing something wrong. You are what I call in the swamp. The swamp is the spot where your huge effort meets very low leverage, and you have this feeling that there is no way out of there. You don't get out of this swamp by doing more effort, by pressing more gas. You don't do it by introducing more billing hacks or one more shift as a hospitalist. You do it by redesigning, by starting to make sure that you remove the non-physician work from the physician. And this requires building a team. And it seems like it's an expense, but every team member you hire is actually going to give you a benefit of time, free up spots to see more patients, and actually make you more money. It's going to end up that you're going to be seeing way more patients with way less effort. This is what the phase after the swamp looks like. Here's what it looked like for me. I didn't hire because I wanted to see more patients. I hired because I wanted containment of all those tasks that I was exhausted doing. So I made a list of things that didn't require a physician job, and then I hired. So what was on the list was make sure that the note for the patient while they're in the room is prepared for me, that the history is taken, that the chief complaint is there, that my preventive care is taken care of, that my prescriptions are refilled, that all the work notes and notes for physiotherapy or orthotics are done for me. All the paperwork I want done. And I hired for that. I didn't anticipate to see more people per hour. but it actually happened as a side effect. And this is why I want to talk to you about it. Because first payoff of hiring is less doctor work, even with more patients seen per hour. The real 100% raise. When I'm talking about a raise, I'm not talking about billing hacks. I'm not talking about waiting for someone to give me a raise, for the ministry rule changes, for the OMA to help me with anything. When I'm talking about giving myself a raise, I'm talking about increasing throughput. And I realized that with the tools that I had at my disposal, I was able to increase my throughput consistently. And if I'm increasing throughput from 25 patients in a day to 50, I'm giving myself 100% raise with less effort. So here's my thoughts that the throughput, not negotiations, will give you a real raise. So you can advocate for reforms. You can wait for the change. You can involve yourself with the ministry negotiations. But it doesn't change the fact that you're going to have to run your clinic tomorrow. And you may be right about all this. But waiting keeps you with the crowd. And taking action sets you apart. And the bottom line is that either you design your practice or the default will design for you. And I'm not saying that the rules are fair. I'm not saying that you're wrong to be frustrated. All I'm saying is like work within the rules we have. Because no one is coming. And your time matters. So if you are interested in how to take action and make a change for yourself, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting every week. See you next time.